Folks, it's Sunday morning, and this is usually the time for the Sunday morning rant. But considering my therapist has told me that I shouldn't rant on Sunday mornings. But it's okay if I wear this hat, see? It's okay. A gift from my therapist. Now, she's very reluctant to be here. The only reason I talked her into this was because she promised that she wouldn't say anything. She would just sit here, would not open her mouth for 10 minutes. And I just sort of bet her that she couldn't do it. So we'll just see what happens. If this goes on my blog, folks, I'm sorry. She won't get up and turn around or do anything, like we were talking about earlier. So now we're just going to talk about what's wrong with me and why do I have these multiple personality complexes? And why can't I get on television? Why can't they make a movie out of my life? So therefore, my therapist over here will just, every once in a while, if I make a comment, she'll grunt, all right? Grunt yes, okay, and if it's a no, just go. Do you think I'm entirely insane? No. It's a grunt for yes and a for no. This passing on the hands thing, that doesn't mean anything. How come you don't like to rant anymore on Sunday mornings? That used to be you come up with some of the best I've ever heard in my life. I have them on discs.
I have had the summer influenza. Am not recovered.
The summer influenced you? And you gave it to me, right?
But I am not.
I thought we were going to discuss under your particular thing, this thing you would call chronic fat syndrome. Oh, I'm sorry, it was chronic fatigue syndrome. I'm sorry I messed that one up. Because remember you said this was the first episode, so I figured you might, since now you can prove that you have this chronic fatigue syndrome. So I thought it'd be a good time to talk about it, since you don't want to do anything except.
I also have chronic fat syndrome.
That slipped out, okay? It was just.
Yeah, it slipped out already.
I'm sorry. I just. They call that, I think the psychoanalysis called it a Freudian slip, okay? That was a Freudian slip. So I do have to apologize for that. Don't know. Well, my mouth is always about 2 feet in front of my brain, right? So I think I've got what you have. I'm not quite sure.
No, you don't have what I have.
I'm talking about chronic fatigue syndrome because this place makes me, I just.
You would have, if you had summer influenza, you would be flat on this couch. You would not be making a video. But I hope I will recover before the summer is over.
When's the summer over?
Whenever you say.
So when you first got this, you were what, 5 years old? 6?
Well,
13?
let's talk about my fat syndrome. I undoubtedly started with the fat syndrome when I was very young because my mother had a store, a country store, and she would let us little kids go wait on people. So every time we waited on people, we would steal some candy, Vienna
You would- You're
sausage.
stealing from your mother? Now, see, I never thought.
Well, I thought that was the only person
I
I
thought
could
if
steal
it
from.
was in the family, you know. I mean, if you can't steal from your family, who can you steal
That's
from?
right,
I mean,
and
seriously.
I stole
Yeah,
Vienna
see.
sausage, which are very fattening, fruit cocktail, which we did
What are those
never
little-
make
little
fruit
Tony-
cocktail. Yeah,
tiny
right,
Vienna?
yeah.
Comes
They're
in a little
my
can, right?
favorite to steal. You could, I could almost eat one of those a day. Then I would steal a big handful of chocolates, anything chocolate, and
They still make those little Vienna sausages in a can?
but anyway, when I was 8 years old, I noticed
Oh,
that
yeah.
my front teeth had great big holes in them. So I thought I'm gonna lose my front teeth at 8 years old. Well, the dentist was barely able to save them, and somehow or another I stopped stealing so much candy. See, what else did I steal? I think those were the main ones that I stole.
So you said your dentist saved your front teeth,
He saved them.
and where are they today?
Told me to told me
Then
to,
where, what
they're
did he-
right here, and they
Oh,
still got those.
I-
There's two
You
big
made-
holes
he
that been
saved them so you
filled.
could
Tiny-
save them for
tiny-
you, right? You said- I thought-
Okay, but just imagine, I started off my fat syndrome at that very time.
Mhm.
Now, what did you used to? Did you start? Did you
No,
start?
I just stole from my parents everything I could steal.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like being the only child, and anything was missing. And it's pretty hard to blame somebody. Yeah, I got a mysterious person here, you know. I mean, this is how kids make up, you know, fictitious people, or you know, like. Fortunately, I was not intelligent enough to make up a fictitious person. You know. Well, yeah. Well, let's see. Jack came over to my house, and Jack's in the closet right now. Well, son, I don't see you jacking me around here. No, Dad, I'm just, see, I wasn't intelligent enough to that. So, what I did was I just told him in advance. I said, I'm taking this whether you like it or not. Okay, as long as you don't steal it.
Well, my mother was very liberal. I to thieves. I mean, like the boys got onto the idea that, well, we would all the time lose the store key, so or leave it in there. So, being little clerking in the store from the time we were 5, 6, 7, So we knocked out a pane on the window. Then we had a ladder, and we'd climb up, and one of us would squeeze through the pane, and the boys saw us doing this, so they started doing it, and guess what they stole? Tobacco.
Well, they weren't relatives. They were just.
Tobacco.
Oh, you were kidding.
And my mother,
I've
she
never
said,
heard of
I think
anything
those
like that."
boys are stealing, getting into the store. Well, we couldn't really, tell her that the boys were also stealing from her. Everybody was stealing from my mother.
And you know what?
What?
To this very day, she still hasn't caught on.